All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 127. We got an exciting podcast. We got the LeBron James and Bronny James, first father-son combo. I'm really happy to hear you. What's up, Bill?
How you doing, Eric, man?
How you doing, Max?
I'm doing very good, thank you.
This is going to be very exciting. We're going to talk sports, we're going to talk movies, and everything in between. Again, my name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that need assistance after heartbreak or tragedy. And I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people that are doing great things. And Max, you do great things.
Thank you.
What is it that you do, Max?
I am a film critic, and I have a website that I write reviews for. I also coordinate film schedules for AKA Hotels, which is a property owned by Larry Corman, who's been very good to me and my family. And I'm very, very passionate about cinema and storytelling, and I am actually currently writing a script, and I hope to go pretty far with it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, we'll get into that. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for coming. And now we have a marketing specialist for Ashley Furniture, Billy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Billy's a great person on and off the court. How you been, Billy?
I've been good. Funny that you mentioned LeBron and Bronny. I don't think Max knows who Bronny is, and that's the beauty of our home. And I think he really only knows LeBron through LeBron being in the movies, not really on the hoop court. But that's kind of been our life. I'm a hoop and a sports junkie from day one. And Max has a twin, as you have twin girls. And Jake and Max just love the cinema, and he can talk more about it, what got him into it. But at our house, when I ask anyone, Max, do you want to watch the Super Bowl? What do you usually say?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. And he says, but this year on March 2nd, the Oscars, that's his Super Bowl, and we make a big deal about it at our homes. I got enough friends to talk sports with. I don't need to do it in the house, but all good.
Do you have an Oscar party?
Oh, some years we have. Mostly we just really enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
nice.
At the house, yep.
Nice. Well, yeah, March 2nd, we'll talk about some of your predictions. I can't wait to get into that. First, we'll do Steam Room.
Sure.
With Ernie, EJ, Eric Joseph, and Barkley.
Yeah, keep your towels on.
Keep your towels on. So, did you steam today?
Actually, I steamed, and I sauned, and I took a swim, and I got a basketball game in about 2.5 hours that I just found out I have to play the entire 40 minutes, and at 60 years old, we'll be using all the timeouts tonight.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I did swim today, half a mile. I'm learning to breathe on both sides now.
Awesome.
I had swimmer shoulder from breathing on one side consistently, that left shoulder. But now if you breathe on both sides, it equals it out.
Max actually swims a lot, too. That's kind of how I got into it, too, because they're not big into sports. But I wanted them to swim, be physical and active. And Jake and Max are actually both on the neuro spectrum. And a lot of kids on the spectrum have always, neurologically, water is great for them. And he loves swimming. Max, you'll swim 30, 45 minutes, just like, my wife and myself. We swim probably about 4 or 5 times a week. So it's a family affair in the water. Yeah. Lanes 3, 4, and 5 usually. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I swam with my daughter. My daughter came, so we do a little family event. It's great.
It's a good thing to do.
She likes the breaststroke. I do the freestyle. I mix it up, then I get out, sauna.
Exactly.
Sauna, steam,
what do you like
shave.
better, the steam or the sauna? Because I always ask people in it, I probably are pretty loquacious inside the sauna, but it seems like more people say the sauna, and I used to do just steam, but now I'm trying to flip it.
I think sauna. I like to end with the steam and then shave because you get the pores going. Then a cold shower.
It's like you're 12 years old again.
Cold shower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that takes a while to get used to.
I mean, amazing way to start the day. I feel happy, healthy.
Yep.
Your endorphins are up. You exercised. Cold shower. So I'm telling all on the podcast, when I make a recommendation, write a handwritten note, take a cold shower. Even regular shower at the end, turn it very cold.
I try to do it for about 30 seconds at the end. And
saw Bender swam this morning.
Okay, yeah. I actually, years ago, I went into the Atlantic Ocean between Christmas and New Year's once. That was cold, my friend. That was cold. The ocean was cold that day.
Yeah. And speaking of all this sauna, where does it take place?
What's that?
Where do we do the sauna?
Over at the Bloomfield Jewish Community Center, which has just been a great haven. I've met a ton of friends, yourself included. It's just wonderful. There's so many great things that constantly go on there, from preschool to private events to the fitness area. There's private Pilates lessons. There's also stuff. I love that they just recently had a beautiful photography show. It's really, and it embraces to the whole community. So it's a wonderful place.
I co-sign on the great people. I've been in the Wednesday Basketball League for 16 years.
Yeah.
How long have you been in?
Since we moved here, so about 20 years. Yeah.
20 years. Yeah, great network of guys.
Yep.
And now I've been swimming, so that's also amazing. The JCC, Bloomfield, Mandel JCC,
Yep.
great people. Go check out, talk to Rachel if you want to be a member. Rachel will sign you up.
Yep.
And David Jacobs, the CEO, wonderful person. Like you said, they do author signings,
Yeah, they do
plays.
everything. Yeah.
So there's stuff
Yeah.
for the movers and the thinkers there. It's a great
Exactly.
place.
Sure is.
What's your favorite thing about the JCC, Max?
I love I just really love swimming there. I can just zone out, and
Yeah.
it always feels great.
Yeah.
And I've been going there for years, and Lyra, who works at the front desk, is always very nice.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's a really nice, it's a very friendly place.
Lyra's really nice.
Lyra's been wonderful. Her birthday's coming up February 21st, and not to say it like this, but just the last few years, I've always brought her flowers on her birthday. She say, Bill, she, unfortunately, she lost her husband this past year, and myself, a bunch of people were, at the funeral to, help her get through those tough times. But yeah, she's wonderful, and everyone there, whoever it is, everyone always has a smile when you walk in, when you leave. It's a nice, safe place, and it's a great part of the community.
Yeah. Do you know a guy named Ty?
Ty, my man. Ty
know-
is legendary, and as you know, Ty's the best. You know what I always tell Ty on his birthday? I love him because he makes me feel like Shaq, but size-wise. But Ty, I said, Ty, your friends, how do I say it? I said, kids love you. Your friends deep down admire you, and the parents respect you. You really cross all levels of people, and he's just, besides just being friendly and coming from a wonderful family, I have a friend who's similar to Ty, much older, in Worcester. I was actually best man at his wedding, my buddy Bob Berman. Bob has been at the Worcester JCC, started part-time, and has been the AD there for years. He's going, I think, 44, 45 years, gotten a key to the city in Worcester. Ty is right on pretty much the same trajectory doing it here, obviously much younger. Bob's 66 or 67 right now. And similar career path. And I remember when Ty wasn't sure, I said, just start. And he started part-time, and then someone leaves, someone comes, you get an opportunity, and life's all about creating your own chances. Everyone says people are lucky, but I believe in you create your own luck. You gotta take a chance, take a gamble, bet on yourself, always bet on yourself. And Ty's just great. You go up there on a Sunday, he's 300 kids. Mr. Ty, Coach Ty, blah, 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 blah,
The parking lot is a zoo on Sundays.
Yeah, it's a zoo. But Ty's
But is your buddy
top-notch.
Bob a Jewish Hall of Famer?
I believe he is. But yeah, that was wonderful having Ty be represented in the community. We were all there, yourself, obviously, myself included, and really everyone on our text thread. That it was just I think it was last September. Again, just a great honor for 20 years of true commitment to, again, it's not just the kids, the families, the adults. So
Can your buddy Bob score 70?
he might be able to beat Ty in just like a free throw game, but again, Ty's a pass first point guard who somehow scored 70 in a game. But just marvel. I'll tell you this one quick story about Ty. So about 4 or 5 years ago, a buddy of mine, Rick Coppola, at the time was the president of Ashley, or senior VP. Rick had played D1, still playing hoop. He's a couple years older than me. And I said, dude, you got to come to. He says, Marco, where are we going to eat tonight? After one of our appointments. I said, what do you mean? I said, I have a game. He goes, what do you mean? We're going to go to one. I'm like the president of Ashley, and you're going to bring me to a hoop game tonight. I said, listen, I committed to the team. We have a game tonight. You're going to see this kid, about 5'4", 5'5", Vietnamese kid. All you're going to say is that you're going to be like, you're going to shake your head. So sure enough, he comes to the game. Unfortunately, it was a game that Rob Alicon, blew out his knee. And but I think early on the game was maybe like 11-2. Ty had hit 3 straight threes, and I looked at Rick, and the crowd, there's usually, about 4 people in the crowd, someone's girlfriend, maybe a kid, a straggler, or a lost stranger. And Rick was there, and he was just like, oh, my God. And I said, see, you got to see it to believe it. Ty's just pound, like Allen Iverson, pound for pound, toughest point guard in the NBA, and he's great. I love playing with him and against him.
Yeah, Rob Alicant, shout out, episode number 3.
Yep.
Speaking of shout outs,
Sure.
let me do some sponsors here. We're here at Maximum Beverage. Thank you, Maximum Beverage, for hosting. Thank you, Direct Line Media. Check out these awesome hats, Direct Line Media. Check them out for all your podcast needs. Brook Golf Law, Keating Agency Insurance, The Fix IV, Float 41, Parkville Management, People's Bank, and West Hartford Lock. So, Billy, with West Hartford Lock, what are 3 keys that make you great at being a marketing specialist for Ashley's Furniture?
Yeah, I would say 3 keys to my success over my career. It's just been passion. I'll often have dealers say, "Man, Marco, like you actually love what you do, you know," and I do. And of course, product's imperative. You need a good product, but it's just just having passion, follow through, and in these days, just direct communication. There is no reason, unfortunately, I always have said the cell phone's the greatest invention, it's the worst invention, but someone reaches out to you, and I tell guys who've worked for me, who've moved on, or other reps, when I speak to them, I say, hey, listen, if someone reaches out to you, they're not calling you to say, hey, how do you think the Red Sox are going to be this year? They're calling you because they need you. They have a consumer right in front of them. They need your help. So my phone's always blowing up, especially on the weekends with all sorts of consumers, but I always want to be available. It's a two-way street. I mean, yes, do I sell them furniture? I do, but my success really translates if they're successful at the retail level. So I just think, as I've just mentioned, obviously being, knowledge based, but not just presenting the product and, being good at the actual sales aspect, but just having passion for representing, I'm fortunate to have represented Ashley Furniture and Lazy Boy over the last 35 years, just 2 top-notch companies in the industry. And, but I think everything, as I said earlier, starts with passion.
And how was it being the Frank Robinson of getting the MVP in both leagues?
Well, they don't call it the MVP, but I was fortunate to be what they call marketing specialist of the year at Ashley at one point, and I did get similar type award at Lazy Boy back in the day. But those are good days. But it's sales. If I told you my numbers right now, you wouldn't believe that the prior 30 seconds, because business is challenging right now. But just every day is a grind, and Patriots are down 28-3, but they won, so I think we'll be okay by the end of the year.
And I want to thank you now that you're here for your continued support, your generosity, and your sponsorship. You've sponsored multiple Friends of Feeney events. You're always so generous and thoughtful. You donated furniture to families in need. You wear the gear. We have you and Parker wearing stuff. I'll show a picture.
Yeah.
And then... But no, just a great friend on and off the court. We only played, 1 season together?
Yeah. Got a title, though.
Got the title. Let's see. That's you. So, Wampanoag Country Club, January 30th, 2021.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I like it. That's me.
Where was this?
Oh, obviously
Hartford,
during COVID. That looks
Maple
at
Ave.
First and Last. Looks like First and Last in the background.
And then who's this guy?
It's our beloved doggy, Parker. We lost Parker a few months back after 9.5 years, and just,
Oh, no.
it's a big loss in the house, But as they say, there's always 2 things everyone says about dogs. Everyone thinks they have the best dog, and everyone's right. And you could have a dog for 20 years, it's not enough. He was the best. We miss him a lot. So, but he was great, and he loved wearing his Friends of Feeney gear. But
Yes.
I'll tell you, I will always sponsor you. I have mad respect for you. I remember even, Max, you probably don't remember this because you were young, but your first bicycle that you rode, a 2-seater, you were about 14, 15, you weren't riding anymore. I asked you, do you remember? I asked you, do you mind if I give it to a friend? At the time you didn't know, but I donated it to you, and I believe you gave it to a kid, and I think you sent me a picture a couple days later. The kid loved it. I remember I was able to help you bring a kid to a Sox game. The kid loved it, and those are things that means everything. I've been going to Fenway since '72. I was happy to give up my tickets that year, for that game, and all those things are great. It's all about paying it forward and helping people in need.
You for sure you have a good heart. So thank you for being a good friend.
Always.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
now
you.
we'll come back to JCC Hoop, but let's first
Yeah.
now segue over to my guy Max. How's everything, Max?
Very good, thank you.
Now, how is it to be a movie critic? Where did you find your inspiration?
Well, I don't really know that I found it anywhere. I think I've just I've just always loved cinema, and as I grew up, I continued to enjoy everything that was coming out and just have so much to say about the films I saw, but also the quality of the filmmaking. And I love storytelling. I love the artistry of it, and I think that the world has always needed that. We definitely need it now, more than ever. And fortunately, this year in cinema has been wonderful, and I'm sure that it's something tells me this year is going to be great too. And I've always wanted to work in the film industry. I've always wanted to be a filmmaker, but growing up, it wasn't something I thought I would ever do. I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't think it just felt like a pipe dream. It felt like something that was too far away. But I think, I think we're all pretty angry right now about a lot of things going on, and I think I just was like, you know what, why can't I? So, and I have a lot to say, and since the beginning of last year, I've been developing the script I'm writing now, and on January 1st of this year, I started writing it, and I'm, if I'm not done with it by the end of the year, I'll be very, very close. Certainly the Oscars, after this coming Oscars, I'll be done with it. But,
Can you give us an exclusive? What's the storyline? And give us a little plot?
So,
wow, he doesn't even tell me.
Yeah, come on, this is an exclusive.
So, I am thinking of, so I want to do, I'm writing an entire franchise, actually. I want to do a series, a mini-series, and a film. So it's sort of like a trilogy of works. And it's going to be there's going to be a free season drama series, 10 episodes. It will be called Resistance. And then between season 1 and season 2, there will be an 8-episode miniseries called Revolution. And then when the series as a whole is over, there will be a film called Reclamation. And I'm hoping that all 3 will be picked up by Netflix. So
wow.
We'll see. It's it has a lot of genres. It's mostly espionage because not everyone really likes action, but I think everyone can get behind a spy thriller. Like, everyone kind of likes those. And a lot of them can be very character developed as well, so I like that. But it's espionage, it's a political drama thriller, crime thriller, and it more than anything, it has so many great characters that I think people that are so complex, and I think people are really gonna come to love. And
who's the main character? Who are some character names? Do you have names yet?
I do.
Holding off?
Holding off on that. But I have all the episode and chapter titles. I'm very excited about. I mean, again, I've developed it for a year, so I've been ready to write it, which I have since this year, and it's it is. I mean, it's pretty dark, but it's going to be really hard to watch at times, but it's going to be very gripping, very riveting, very edge of your seat, very exciting. And I'm very confident that it's something that people really haven't seen before, and I think and by the time it comes out, it's a show we're all going to be needing. So
nice.
I'm very excited to write it and take the next steps to pursue it.
Can you compare it to something that has been out before, or is it completely different?
So, this is going to sound really out of this world, but imagine Peaky Blinders,
Oh, yep.
The Handmaid's Tale, and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo all put together into one show, and that would be Resistance.
Love it. I love Peaky Blinders. I've seen The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Tommy, the guns,
Yeah.
Tommy. Max and I actually just watched all 36
Peaky
episodes of Peaky
Blinders.
back in the fall.
Lots of. I mean, as I've watched all these things, there were various factors that were inspiration that I use as inspiration. like very small things that I'll take and like put my own spin on it. I mean, filmmakers do that all the time, and I'm excited to be creating something that I find very original.
Can you share like a problem or a conflict from one of an episode or a movie, like a small little tidbit? Dangle a carrot. Give us a teaser.
Well, I'll confirm that the opening episode is titled Piping Hot, and it refers to what happens when you have rage that's been repressed for so long, and like you kind of just abandon it and you leave it to simmer until it finally boils over, and something happens in the first episode that will of course dictate the rest of the series. But again, it's very character driven, and a lot of that dictates the plot and what happens. Yeah, I think it's going to be really big. I'm very confident.
I can't
about
wait.
it.
Just so you know, I live in the same house. I helped make this guy. I love this guy. He hasn't let me read one sentence, so I've learned more in the last 10 minutes as much as you have. So
that's amazing.
He's keeping it close to vest, Max. It sounds absolutely.
I
just
can't wait
incredible.
to watch it. I will be definitely seeing this and viewing it and sharing it and helping promote it.
Thank you.
Sounds like you put in a lot of effort, hard work, a lot of thought. Man, it's crazy.
Spends about 8 to 10 hours a day writing upstairs. Legit.
8 to 10 hours a day. That's amazing. No, and then you like to focus on. Oh yeah, I wrote this down. The score. So is it going to have a nice music sound to it?
Absolutely. Music is a huge part of this series. I think that music has always been it's been very effective and influential in times of crisis, especially in wars. And
you're gonna call John Williams?
there are certainly quite a few composers that I would dream of working with one day.
Piano?
Yes,
of
course.
Piano man.
But yeah, music is definitely. I mean, it's not a musical, obviously, but there's music in it, and the music is very important to the story, and I definitely have some specific ideas about the cinematography. I think there are definitely going to be some interiors with a lot of like low lighting, almost like a neonish yellow. A lot of night cinematography. The first season takes place during the winter, so I'm gonna make use of a lot of that. But no, I'm always visualizing everything and thinking about what the end result is going to look like, and I try to write as much of that into the script as I can.
Yeah, after reading some of your reviews, I think you're a great writer.
Thank
so
you.
I'm really looking forward to this. And that's
Every
a lot
time
of
I
passion.
watch something, it only inspires me further. I mean, again, there's been so many great nominees this year, and every time I'm someone that has to rewatch things, just because it keeps fueling me. So the nominees this year, I love. I have more to say about them every time I watch them. I think that so much of them are just spectacular works that are very, very bold.
Well, if you need someone to record, he does music videos. Direct Line Media could be your guy for the movie. So, quick game. If you had to eliminate one of these, score, cinematography, film editing, or performance, which one in your eyes is least important?
Well, first of all, you would never, ever, ever eliminate a performance.
Okay.
I can't bring myself to say that any one of them is something I'd eliminate, but you do have to be compromising when you're making work, when you're making art. So I guess if I had to maybe get rid of one of them, probably the editing, because there's so many ways something can be edited. But when I'm visualizing the cinematography, I can also kind of hear the intensity of what I would like the score to represent. So I can't imagine sacrificing those things. And plus, I don't know how to edit, so I think that would be the easiest thing to do.
Good answer. And how long has the Film Critics ticket Admit One, how long has that been around?
So my very good friend Jimmy Demers, it was his idea. He suggested that, like, he just kept insisting that I do it because, when we met, and he's so wonderful and was so passionate, and I just kind of lose myself and go to another place when I really get engaged in talking about cinema, and he just really felt that that he was in agreement with everyone else. This is something I should do, and I finally just decided to do it. So I started in late, I think maybe October or November of 2018, and it kept me busy through COVID, and eventually I was able to get a job, an actual paying job, coordinating film schedules, weekly film programs for Larry Corman's hotels, aka, and I've been lucky that I've been able to pursue something in film as I'm pursuing the film industry.
Wow.
Yeah, and AKA is like top quality hotels they have.
So beautiful. They're really beautiful.
There's 2 in Boston, 2 in New York, 2 in Philly, 2 in DC, 2 in Miami, 2 in LA. Excuse me.
Does it give the Friends of Feeney discount?
I'm sure we can work something out.
Larry.
Yeah, there's one in London, and it's really cool. And Max, who was the actor or actress recently who had checked into one of the California hotels and saw your reviews and made a comment? Do you remember? Larry had sent that.
Oh,
But it was like a name actor or actress and said, "Oh my God, she."
I don't remember exactly.
He or she, I think it was a woman, but she loved it. She loved it. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but I know that I think in the summer of 2019, when we went to go stay in Philadelphia, this was when my brother was trying to get into Drexel, which he's grateful he didn't go, that he went somewhere else. But at the time, that's why we were there, and we stayed at AKA, and I remember very specifically that Nicole Kidman had just left.
Oh, yeah.
She had stayed, I think, on the floor we were in.
Exactly. I think actually the exact suite. Yeah.
Maybe.
And Nicole and Keith Urban. And matter of fact, speaking of Philly, Max goes down. How many times have you been in 5 Philadelphia film festivals?
The only year I didn't go was during COVID.
Yeah,
but,
so like five or 6 times, and he represents AKA there.
At least 5 times by now.
Sees a lot of premieres. And tell the
I
audience,
love going to the
where
festival.
did you go? Where did your wonderful grandmother, my mother, who just turned 90 recently, where did she take you and your wonderful brother and your mom?
It was such a surprise. We went to the Venice Film Festival. Just Jake and I, my brother and I, saw the films. I mean, it would have been too much of a trip for her with those boats, but it was an amazing trip.
Wow.
And it was so
Past
generous
August,
of her.
September, yeah.
It was so generous of her, and Venice visually is truly as beautiful as you imagine it. I don't know that I would. It was really hard to forget about how hard transportation was. That was a nightmare, but the actual festival was so much fun, and it was such a grand event, so busy. Everyone was so lively and excited, and all the films we saw were wonderful.
I know I saw the Philly Film Festival on your review, and I saw that you went to Venice. That was a question.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
glad you guys
beat you
mentioned
to
it. And then Jimmy, you met him in L.A.?
I met him in Boston in December of 2017. My dad had run into him, and he and my mom are such great friends. They went to high school together, and they reconnected when we all went to dinner together that year, and we became friends as well. And he's just a beautiful man. He has a beautiful singing voice, phenomenal singer. He knows so many people, very, very generous, and yeah, he's been very influential in my life.
Here you go, Jimmy. We're going to tag him in this podcast. Hopefully he watches this. And what about Larry? So our motto, be a good friend. Pick up trash that's not yours, hold the door, give a compliment. What makes Larry a good friend? Or Jim?
He does they both do so much, but they follow through. They're very very reliable. they don't take something on if they can't do it. They're it feels good to it feels good to have friends who are not flakes, basically.
Nice.
They're very
You can count
they
on
really
them,
care
they're
they really
dependable.
they really care about you, and
Beyond sincere. Larry is I've seen him literally. He's the type of guy, you've seen the expression, whether someone's the CEO or someone, opening up the door at 4 a.m. to warm up the building. I mean, it doesn't matter. He treats everyone the same, utmost respect for everyone. And it's just sincere. He's an Eagles guy, so of course he's excited for next week's game. But he be like, Eric, my man. But he genuinely means it, and they're just, he's just such a warm person. And Jimmy's been very encouraging. And there was one thing I'll just tell you, Max, right before you had seen Jim, we left a movie at, what was the old place we used to go in Hartford all the time?
Bote 17.
Yeah, we left a movie. I forget which movie it was, but I remember I got in the car with Jake and Max, and I said, "Hey guys, what'd you think about the movie?" And they both literally said, "Don't say anything." I'm like, okay. And then this is kind of what they do. So it's about ride home maybe 12, 15 minutes. About 5 minutes in, the two of them start talking. Well, it's going to get nominated for cinematography, score, supporting actor. No, I don't think so. I think best act. They go through everything, not just best picture. They break down movies. And I remember saying, Max, you should be a movie guy. You're a movie critic. Mom used to say. And then, then when you mentioned to Jim, he encouraged you as well. And it's been a team effort, and we always feel that Jake and Max are so special to us and to everyone that they meet. And it takes a village, and we're all just trying to raise the water level, and we're beyond proud of you. I cannot wait to see your finished product.
Thank you.
Yep, and then your site is www.moviecritic.today.
Correct. The film critics ticket, it's called, but that is the link. Yes.
Yeah. Where'd you think of that title? The Film Critics Ticket, Admit One. I like that.
Yes. There were, Randy Crenshaw, my web designer, who I've been with from the beginning, found it, I think, and she's been very helpful, managing the site, posting everything, handling the Instagram, because I don't know how to do any of that. So it's been very wonderful to work alongside people who know how to do so many things, and they're very passionate about it.
Another reason
as
I
well.
love Max, one of the few guys that doesn't spend his days scrolling on all of his social media, doesn't need that.
Just typing.
Yeah, just type
You
it
type
away.
that up, and then how do you know? Because you're really key when it's like 4-minute read, 5-minute read, and I was like, let me test. And you really hit.
It depends on the movie. It depends on how much I have to say about it. I think in the beginning, I reviewed certain films that I didn't really like that much, but you kind of have to, when no one knows you, you kind of have to, think about what everyone else is focusing on, and then you can choose your own stuff later. So I've really come to review a lot of independent films, and I think from the very beginning, I love the idea of people I love the originality of it. People just making something that no one's ever seen before, and I feel something very original every time I watch something new. I love seeing similar ideas rectified in new ways.
Yep.
And I'll tell you one quick thing about Max. He or his brother, and his brother, you cannot leave a movie until you've watched
Until the credits.
the entire credits. They think it is beyond disrespectful. Just like Max.
It's different if you've already done it, but the first time you're in a feature.
He's like, people spend 2, 3 years, 4 years of their life for your 2 hours of entertainment. You can watch who did it, and they've always done like that and been like that, and just as hard as you're working.
When
now.
you go to the movies and you ask someone what time does the movie get out, they're not going to tell you when the credits start. They're going to tell you when the credits are over. So, yes, we will stay.
Yeah, but they always do.
Oh,
I think it's
interesting.
mad respect for that. Yeah.
Marvel, you have to stay because. Do you think that's why Marvel started doing the little clip at the end of the credits? Or they just want you to stay? Because we have to stay to the end of the credits, and they pop in a spoiler.
I mean, I always love that.
Future show.
I mean,
you stay anyway.
Right. Of course. I think that. I think that all genres of film have it in them to be, technically and visually and intellectually great and still be very, very engaging. But I'm not going to lie, there's a lot going on within the confines of the film industry that really needs changing. There's a lot that's wrong. And I think that, of course, there are so many great filmmakers and up-and-coming filmmakers who are contributing to making those necessary changes, but it can't all fall on us. I mean, audiences share a lot of responsibility, too. And when they've partaken in something for so long while ignoring other kinds of work that I am confident they would find something good to say about, eventually there comes a point where it's like you kind of share some responsibility here. These films aren't getting made because you're showing the industry that you don't care about them, so they're not going to invest in them, when in fact they are the exact stories that should be invested in, because they deserve to be out in the world, and and they can be very intriguing and very entertaining. I mean, any movie can have the full package. It really all starts with the script, but you need someone to believe in it, and I think we need more people to believe in the really really great scripts that are out there.
Do you have an example of the perfect movie?
What
were you going to say?
What I was going to say is, because I mostly review indies, but I do think that I think there was something really, really beautiful that happened in 2023 with the writer's strike and what Barbenheimer did. How those movies were both so. Both mainstream, but both so good, and people really, really showed up for them. And I love that they weren't in competition with each other; like they embraced each other and embraced the audiences that came in. No, that's what they did. That's what they called it, and they really.
Is there a name for when really two top movies come out on the same day? And can you recall another time that happened?
This year, they did Wicked with Wicked and Gladiator 2. Yep. But for the most part, I think that's pretty rare. I mean, lots of movies will come out on the same day. It's not usually so competitive, but because both Barbie and Oppenheimer were both so big and made by such acclaimed filmmakers, it was definitely, I mean, culturally, too, both those movies really had an influence on this country, and it got a lot of people passionate, it got a lot of people riled up, but that's what movies are supposed to do. That's what stories are supposed to do. They're supposed to provoke, and that's what they did. And what I was going to say when you asked about the perfect movie, so I think it's rare for mainstream films to have such, top quality, especially the mainstream movies that flocks of audiences will show up for. I love the Dune movies. I think that they are so well shot. I think the writing is so beautiful and powerful. I think that that whole cast ensemble is incredible. I love the themes. I love the music. I love the sound effects, the editing. Like, it really has the entire package and what audiences look for in a movie, and I think that's really rare. So I'm very happy that that's one of the movies that are being honored by the Oscars this year.
Dune 2, I saw it on the list.
Yep, I saw it in the theaters many times, and I'm sure that it's going to win quite a few.
Yeah, one thing Max likes to do is not, if he likes a movie, so you can tell the audience how many times have you seen the recent Timothée Chalamet movie about Bob Dylan.
Oh, I saw that maybe at least 3 by now, but yeah. I really enjoyed it.
In the theater?
Yeah, in theaters. It's very rewatchable. It's everyone is talking about Timothy's performance, as they should. He was great, but I was just so sucked in by Edward Norton because he is so not that character.
Oh wow,
and
Edward Norton's in it.
Really,
I like him a lot.
He really becomes this Pete Seeger. He really becomes him, and I sent a text to Jimmy Demers actually, and I'm like, this guy, he is so you in this movie, and he laughs and he's like, yeah, I'm totally like that. But yeah, we had I always tried and have a great time at the theater, and Sinopolis, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, in West Hartford and Blueback Square.
Yep.
They've really cleaned up since COVID and made something so beautiful. The recliner seats, the service, even they're trying to get more indies in there. Like, it's a really good theater, and I hope the community continues to go and enjoy it. Everyone really seems to love it.
And just one last thing, Max, this coming Christmas, Timothy Chalamet's in a movie with with someone that you know very well.
Yes, I do.
Can you just tell the audience briefly what's going on there?
My brother Jake.
Your twin brother Jake.
Yes, he's a extra in the movie.
What?
He moved to New York last year, I think it was, and he was approached on the street, said he had a very specific look, and he is in a scene in a bar with Timothy and a bunch of other guys.
Non-speaking parts, so he's not part of the SAG.
No, but it's something,
but
it's something
so
nice.
Fun,
it's just nice.
And he got a paycheck, and I framed it for him, and it'll be fun to see our son on the big screen.
Yeah, and it's an A24 film, and I love everything they do, so we're very excited for him.
Congratulations.
They thought that Jake looked like someone from the 50s, so I said, does that mean your mother and your father look like someone from the 20s? You know? So, anyway.
Oh, so based on your reviews, you have so many. Seems like you do one once a month or twice a month.
Usually I'll do twice a month. Since I've started writing, I need to focus. I dedicate at least one review a month.
Yeah.
What was January's?
January 6th, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yes. Visually that was stunning, and it was so genuinely frightening. It takes a lot to frighten me.
Was it a horror movie?
It is. My brother and I both have a very dark sense of humor, so it takes a lot to truly haunt us. It was very... I think tone is very important in a film. Very quiet, very icy, very chilly. This movie was definitely that, and it's nominated for 4 Oscars as well.
I'm glad to know that you do indies, because I did not know any movies up until we got to Oppenheimer and Barbie, The Whale, King Richard.
Oh my God,
The Whale
was incredible.
I didn't see it, but I recognize it. But there was like your most recent one. Well, let's play a game first.
Okay.
The game is called, for your movie reviews, your first one, your last one, your best one, and your worst one. First, last, best, worst. Your first review, last review was a real pain.
Yes.
Give you a hint.
My first review, I think my first review was Green Book in 2018. I think that was my first review.
Okay.
My best review.
That's the movie we had seen at...
Yes.
Is that the driver and they're going
Yes.
around
Yeah,
different towns?
True story. They go down
yeah.
south. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see that one. I haven't seen that. Very good.
My best review. Oh, wow.
It's like picking your favorite kid.
It is.
Or parent. Oh, he'd probably go with his mom on that.
Well, the thing is that I get so riled up when, in a good way, when I'm writing a review. When I write a script, I'm very much focused and taking my time. When I'm writing a script, it's like I have to get it out there. So sometimes if you see a couple typos, like that is a mistake.
Who's your favorite twin out of your 2 girls?
Right?
Put them on the spot.
Twins. Father
yeah.
of twins.
Exactly.
No,
The best.
but again, I'm very excited for March 2nd. I think the films this year were great, and I'm excited to see them all celebrated.
All right, speaking about, let's do it. Let's do some predictions here.
Yes.
Let's do your nominees. We'll hold you to it. We're going to keep account.
Yeah.
Keep you accountable. Oh, Stefania, do you have a
I
pen?
say a teacher doesn't have a pen. Oh, here you go.
Thank
Stefania,
you.
same pen I had last time.
Everyone gets an A in his class.
Yep.
So do
March
I say
2nd.
do I say them as I'm doing them, or?
March 2nd. You make the rules, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
March 2nd, 7 to 10. This is the 97th Academy Awards. I have the
is.
nominee ballot right here. They're in columns.
Okay.
Best Picture. Who do you think's getting Best Picture?
I do think The Brutalist will win Best Picture, as it should. It was absolutely wonderful. It's my personal second favorite film of the year. Honora was my first, but I do think The Brutalist will end up winning.
I like Adrian Brody. He was in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
He played the
was
Godfather
so
character.
incredible in this movie, and you never see that kind of that storyline just so ripped apart and injected with realism. Like, usually movies that deal with the Holocaust always, like, it's always an idea of it, but rarely do you really try to make it as real as it must have been. And I think that this Brady Corbett, the director, really did that.
How many times have you seen this one?
Twice. I saw it once with my mom last week, I think it was, and then I saw it when it premiered at Venice. And it was, I loved that the movie has an intermission. Like, it's so long it needs an intermission. I mean, movies...
They really let you leave the theater and come back?
Movies used to have intermissions. And I think...
Good to know.
And one of the things that that really needs changing on the audience's part is they gotta stop complaining about the runtimes. Some movies really do.
Yeah.
They really do need that, and you need to focus. You need to sit still. You can't be a child about it. And so,
Where you going, right?
I heard that about Oppenheimer, a little long. I haven't seen that one yet either.
Oppenheimer was 3 hours, and by the time it ended, I hardly noticed.
Oh, wow. Good to know.
But
how long is The Brutalist?
The Brutalist is a little bit longer. It is in 3 hours and 35 minutes, I think it is.
Nice.
And that includes the intermission, though. So, and which I think was maybe 15, 20 minutes.
All right, we got 22 categories, so we're going to have to do fire away.
Okay, no problem.
rapid fire.
No problem.
Directing.
Directing, Brady Corbett will win.
Brutalist.
Yep.
Do you want
Actor.
to go down the list, or you want me to announce them?
You can announce them. You can announce them. No,
Act-
you can read them.
Actress, in leading role. Actress in the leading role. So we got Wicked,
Right.
Amelia, Honora, The Substance, I'm Still Here.
So I think Fernanda Torres will win for I'm Still Here. I think that she's going to be the surprise win of the night. I think every year there's like one surprise win, and I think it's really between her and Demi Moore. But I do think that it will be Fernanda. My personal choice would be Mikey Madison, because I thought she was phenomenal, but I'm happy for Fernanda. I think she really she was wonderful too. So yeah, it'll be very good.
Actor, and why are you going to say
will-
Timothy?
No,
No?
actor will be Adrian Brody, as he should be.
Wow.
No other performance by Amanda Sear even comes close to that level of majesty. He was sensational.
Actress in supporting role.
I think Zoe Saldana will win for Amelia Perez. She was very, very lovely. It's a very physically moving performance. She's just the way she uses her body language to
I'm
tell
hearing
the
Ariana
story.
Grande has a shot.
She might. I'm not sure, but we'll certainly see.
Actor in supporting role.
Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. He was really funny and very touching.
You know, fun fact, that's Macaulay Culkin's brother. Did you know that?
Yes.
I'm teasing. Of course you know
Yeah,
that.
big Succession fan.
Writing, original screenplay.
I'm gonna go with Honora only because this is the one category where I truly have no idea what's gonna win, and I really want Honora to win something, so I'm gonna go with Honora.
Writing, adapted screenplay.
Conclave.
We're going to fire away. International feature film. We got I'm Still Here, Brazil. The Girl with the Needle, Denmark. Amelia Perez, France. The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Germany. Flow,
I think Amelia
Latvia.
Perez will win. It was very popular. I would go with The Seed of the Sacred
Now, is that
Fig.
where the story takes place, or was it written from?
It was written from France. It takes place in Mexico.
Good to know. I knew that. Animated feature film.
Flow.
Cinematography.
Oh.
Dune Part 2.
I do.
That was my guess for you.
Well, I do. Yeah. Huh.
The Brutalist, Dune, Amelia Perez. Amelia Perez is a lot. Marla, Nosferatu.
My personal choice, what I would choose is Dune Part 2. I think it has a shot at winning. I think it is going to be The Brutalist, actually. There was a very, very unique the way that was shot. I think that's going to be another surprise win.
Production design.
Dune Part 2. I cannot believe they built that set. It looked so real. And the architecture was so... Yeah,
Music.
Music.
Brutalist, Concave, Amelia, Wicked, Wild Robot.
The Brutalist.
I only know John
great
Williams.
score.
Did John Williams
Great
do any of
score.
these?
I don't think so.
Music, original song.
It's one of the ones for Amelia Perez. It's not
El Mal,
that one. Yep.
The Bad. Sing Sing. What's that movie? It's about the prison. I want to see that.
That was beautiful.
I saw that while I was doing some research.
That one will. That was really, really.
Film
special.
editing.
Okay.
I did not see Sing Sing in theaters because I was out of Boston.
What about EGOT? Elton John's up here. Too late. He's already gotten it. EGOT.
That won't win. But
okay. Film editing.
Film editing. Amelia Perez, I think, will win film editing.
Or the cleaning up. Documentary. Black Box Diaries, No Other Land, Porcelain War, soundtrack to group Coupe de Tea, Sugarcane.
What was the third one?
Porcelain War.
Probably that, I think.
All right. Costume design. Wicked, Nosferatu, Gladiator 2, Conclave, The Complete Unknown.
Probably Wicked. I would go with Nosferatu, but I think Wicked.
Oh, it's the boss calling me. Sorry.
No worries.
Sound. Oh, wait, I skipped one. Makeup.
Makeup will definitely be Wicked.
Makeup, Wicked. Yeah, there's a lot of makeup in that. Sound. Oh, wait. Sound.
Isn't The Substance nominated for makeup?
Yes.
It's going to go to The Substance, without question. I totally forgot.
Wait,
for a
is
minute
that
was
Demi
in there.
Moore? Yeah, what's up with her face in Demi Moore? Like, she had I saw a picture, her eye, the makeup.
Yeah, that was crazy makeup. It's body horror, which always requires that kind of level. Like, they had an entire makeup team. I mean, you can't just do this with a few people. Yeah, I think they'll get it. And
Sound.
Sound.
Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Amelia again, Wicked, The Wild Robot. The Wild Robot for many's a year.
Remind me what the first one was?
The Complete Unknown. A Complete Unknown.
I think it's going to win.
Sound,
it'll
right?
Win sound.
It's about Bob Dylan.
It's going to want to win at least something.
Visual effects.
Dune Part 2.
Live action short.
Alien.
I'm Not a Robot. The Last Ranger. A Man Who Could Not Remain Silent.
The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent.
Documentary short film. Death by Numbers. I'm Ready.
Death by Numbers.
Have you seen it?
I've seen interviews about it. They're short films, like they'll play at film festivals. I was supposed to see it actually in Philadelphia, but it cut too close of another time. But it looks wonderful.
Animated short. Beautiful Men. Shadow of Cypress.
Shadow of Cypress.
Magic Candles. Wander to Wander. Yuck.
Yep. There we go.
All right, we will see.
We will see.
Last year, I think Max was 22 out of 25, if I'm not mistaken. I think he only missed 2 or 3 last year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. All right, we're going to check you.
All right.
Following up, March 2nd. Come check it out. March 2nd. This is Max's Super Bowl. We're here with Max. This is episode 127 of Feeney Talks with Friends. Max runs the Film Critics Ticket. Emit 1. I'm so happy to be talking with you.
Thank you.
Quickly, let's just do most Oscars won by a movie.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
This is now some Oscar trivia.
So this was a tie. It was.
Yep.
It was All About Eve, Titanic.
Yep.
And La La Land.
Oh, I got Oscars. Ben-Hur with 11. Lord of the Rings with 11.
Yes.
Return of the King and Titanic, all 11.
Yes.
Most Oscars won by a musical.
Oh, La La Land.
Was
think.
it?
It should be.
This says West Side Story. This could be an older.
Oh, probably.
This could be old.
Probably.
Who was the youngest to ever win an Oscar?
Oh,
It was in 1974.
1974.
Paper Moon.
Tatum O'Neal?
Tatum O'Neal.
Very good.
Yeah. She was like 8 or 9, I think, at the time.
10.
10, okay.
Who refused his Oscar for Best Actor in 1973?
Oh, it could have been a number of people.
For the Godfather.
It couldn't have been De Niro.
Nope. Who played the Godfather?
Whoever sets up the meeting. That's
The day of my daughter's wedding.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Oh. What does the Oscar statuette look like?
It is a knight that is gold, and it's standing on a reel of film.
What's he holding?
A sword, I
Very
think.
good. Who has the most Oscars of all time?
Oh, I think John Williams. I think.
This says Walt Disney, 26.
Oh, interesting.
I think John Williams is right under.
I have to AI Google check that. Yeah, right.
I know, these are kind of late.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more here. All right, we're going to set a timer. Over and under. You're going to have 20 seconds to name as many Oscar Best Picture winners as you can.
Okay.
And you can go out of order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I start?
No, hold on a second. You ready?
I'm ready.
So hold on, just so these are just the best movies? You're saying or
Best Picture winners.
Best picture winner.
I can do it.
Okay, yeah.
You want 20 seconds or 30? Because there's
I
a
want
lot.
30.
Yeah, let's give you 30.
You gonna give them the year too?
No.
No. Okay, just go.
Can you give years?
I could, but I'll start from 1990.
You're going to start from 1990.
Yes.
30 seconds. We're here with Max, and we're doing Best Picture. Hold on. How many can you name, you think, in 30 seconds?
6.
Stefania, how many do you think you can name in 30 seconds?
Yeah.
All right. How many do you think you can name? Let's give me
Let's
a number.
find out.
Yeah. I like
Ooh.
it, Maxie.
All right. We're here with Max. Ready? Best Picture, 30 seconds. Ready? Go.
From 1990 forward, it is Dances with Wolves, The Silence of the Lambs, Unforgiven, Schindler's List, Forrest Gump, Braveheart, The English Patient, Titanic, Shakespeare in Love, American Beauty, Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, Chicago, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, $1 Million Baby, Crash, The Departed, No Country for Old Men, Slumdog Millionaire, The Hurt Locker, The King's Speech.
Oh, right there. Holy cow!
We have a winner.
You were exactly in order.
Oh,
like extra points. Let's just finish it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Where'd we end up with?
The King's Speech. The Artist, Argo, 12 Years a Slave, Birdman, Spotlight, Moonlight, The Shape of Water, Green Book, Parasite, Nomadland, 2021. What one was that? 2021.
It's about hearing impaired.
Yes.
Starts with a C.
Yeah. Coda. And 2022. Hold on. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Oppenheimer, and I think this year will be The Brutalist.
Wow. Clap it up for my guy, Max. That was impressive.
That's awesome. I couldn't even go through the NBA. Well, I probably could, the NBA winners, but that's unbelievable.
I highlighted the ones I watched. I've seen Silence of the Lambs. Is Unforgiven when the
Clint
soldier?
Eastwood.
Oh, Clint Eastwood. I thought it was. Who was the soldier that he crashed in a Chinese camp? Unbroken. Actually, that was my bad. So I saw Silence of the Lambs, Schindler's List, Forrest Gump, Braveheart, Titanic, Gladiator, Beautiful Mind, Crash, Departed. Just watched, most recently, No Country for Old Men.
Oh my
Great
God.
movie.
Oh my
my
God.
goodness. The Hurt Locker, King's Speech I saw in the movie theater. Oh, that's a lot of dialogue. and we like went to dinner, and it's kind of long, and it's black and white, and I was just fading. But like true Max fashion, I didn't leave until the credits.
Well, I think that part of the ability to watch all genres comes from actually watching all genres. If I only watched films with lots and lots of wonderfully written dialogue, it may not affect me the same way if I wasn't also watching something that was very riveting or something that was really frightening. I think that there's a balance that comes from opening up your mind to watch everything and wanting to watch everything. And when audiences respect that balance, they are much happier, but a lot of them don't.
So you would say recommend, get out of your comfort zone, try a different variety.
I mean, all genres can have movies that are great. All genres of movies can, have films that are bad. It's not about, but it's never determined by the genre, just the film itself.
So for our recommendation portion, would you recommend to our viewers to try different movies?
Yeah, absolutely. Try all kinds. Try something that you probably wouldn't do. Probably an international feature film. A lot of audiences are very mainstream. They won't do that, but there's a lot of great ones out there.
Right.
So
Yeah, I want to see Parasite. Parasite
was wonderful. That was.
But there's subtitles, right?
Yep, there's subtitles.
But I really want to see that. I heard
We
great
actually
things
just
about
started
it.
watching a lot of even like Peaky just because of the Brogue with subtitles, and I
right.
actually
Oh,
really
yeah.
enjoy watching movies now with subtitles. I thought for a while I only focused on the words, but you kind of get used
Helps
to
you
it.
comprehend a little better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's whatever makes it so that the experience is more memorable for you, whatever audiences have different strategies, do what works for them, but definitely see the films because they're
And what was
worth
the
talking
greatest
about.
year for movies? And
Oh.
why was it 1994? What was the best year?
Was that your personal?
That's my pick.
Oh, okay.
I was teasing.
It's because the Knicks were in the final.
Yep. that's
Well, I really don't know, but I think that for me, 2012 was a very memorable year because, for cinema, for me, because first of all, that was the year when I really started to see films that I hadn't been able to see throughout my childhood, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so intense, but this is really resonating with me for whatever reason. And I saw a lot of movies in theaters that year. I thought the bringing the challenge of bringing Les Miserables to the screen when it was such a beloved stage play was nearly impossible. They totally pulled it off, though. That was beautiful. Zero Dark 30 was incredible. That was really something. I loved Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, that put them both
The
on.
juju.
Lawrence, yeah.
That-
Killing my juju.
That was great.
What about back to
yeah.
1994? Sorry to. Did Shawshank Redemption
Oh, so good.
get overlooked? Did they get
I mean, if it's
mistreated?
I don't know. I mean, if it's between Forrest Gump and the Shawshank Redemption, I personally would have gone with Shawshank, but I think that sentimentality is it's vital. It has its importance, and I think that if oftentimes there are lots of Oscar wins and nominees to begin with that stem from sentimentality.
You also had Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that was, I think that movie was bound to be so iconic that people just decided it didn't really need anything other than screenplay, but,
Quiz show.
but I totally would have given Uma Thurman that Oscar, for sure.
Oh, who won?
She's due for at least 2 more.
Who won the actress that year?
Supporting actress that year was, Diane Wiest for Bullets Over Broadway, and she was very good, but oh my god, Uma Thurman.
Tom Hanks won for Forrest, right?
He did.
I think he did.
I think he did.
But
Did Tom
Shawshank.
Hanks win back-to-back from Philadelphia?
Yes, Philadelphia to Forrest Gump. That's
and
true.
Forrest Gump. And, yeah, he was in that.
Jeez.
Yeah, Hanks is a beast.
Well, I have more questions, but we got to test your dad now, too.
Oh, okay.
We have.
Yeah, take some water. Have a sip of water. You're on fire,
Max, you're
Maxie.
amazing. That
Thank
was
you.
so good. From 91, it was actually 91
Yeah, because 94 was
Because it's the year after.
Schindler's List, I believe.
So
Oh yes, for 91,
the movie
Silence of the Lambs had won the Big Five. It was screenplay, Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster won, and then it won direction and picture.
how about that wild fun fact? Anthony Hopkins is in that movie for about 8 to 10 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But he wins Best
Right,
Actor.
81.
He's in it for like.
He deserves it. He was so. Oh, that's so scary. So scary. And
All right.
you know what? You know throughout that whole movie that he can't really hurt her because he's behind the glass, but he haunts her.
Oh, yeah.
It's so chilling.
If there's any cinephiles in your audience, I mean,
This
has
is it.
to be their favorite.
This is it. We're doing it all. We got a wrestling podcast coming up.
Oh,
We just
okay.
had a sports podcast. We're doing them all. This is great. I'm so happy to be here, Max. All right. The 1985-1986 Boston Celtics roster. There's
my-
13 players.
Okay, obviously.
30 seconds on the clock. How many of the 13 can you name, Billy?
We're gonna go with. You want the numbers too?
I want to hear how many can you name first out of the 13. Can you get all? Okay,
11.
he's going for 11.
Yeah.
We got 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. Let's go.
Ready, go.
Yeah. Bird, McHale, Parrish. We're gonna go with Eric Fernston. We got Scotty Wedman. We got Danny Ainge. We got Dennis Johnson. Got Bill Walton. Going around the corner. Jerry Seachting. We got who's down at the end? I'm looking at the end of the bench. ML was gone. Cedric was gone. Yeah, go to the next question. How many?
You got the guards?
Oh yeah. Ainge
Who'd you
and
say?
DJ.
Oh, you did say.
Oh
that.
yeah.
My
Sure.
bad.
Yeah.
So
How many was that? 8 or 9?
it looks like 9.
Who did I miss?
You may have missed it. I may have missed it. Did you say David Thirdkill?
No, I didn't. No.
Sam Vincent?
Oh, I forgot Sutton Sam
Sly
from Michigan
Williams?
State. Oh, I didn't know Sly was on
Rick
this squad.
Carlisle?
Yeah, Carlisle was
And
probably
Greg
the most
Kite.
obvious. Yeah, GK from BYU. Sure. Yeah, number 50. Yeah, I mean, I can give you this. Yep. Okay.
Which one averaged 25?
LB. LB 33.
Which one on this list is Basketball Jesus?
Oh, Shuttlesworth. You know? Ray Allen, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
And who's-
Bird's just legendary.
Who's the chief?
Robert Parrish, who is a super nice guy. My mother actually bumped into the chief at the Natick Mall one time, and she spoke to him. And my mom, being about 5'4", and chief was just sitting down, and they were at eye level. And she talked to him for a while, so he was a very nice guy.
We just had
Yep.
we're going to close up, but we just had a
Sure.
movie contest at school. I won
Okay.
7 of the movies. So they showed a 10-second clip. I got Star Wars, Scream, Train Spotting. You ever see that?
Yes,
It's
I
a little
did.
creepy. Guardians of the Galaxy, Office Space, Raising Arizona, and Reservoir Dogs. For Reservoir Dogs, male teacher in elementary school. No, everyone's like, "What movie is that? Never saw it. What is it? Never heard of it." Train Spotting, same thing. So, I won. I won a packet of stickers that said "Good job," happy face, stars.
awesome.
So I won something.
Yeah.
Movies. That was just last week, but I wanted to save it. I want to shout out my friend for making this shirt, custom-made
That's
shirt.
awesome.
What do you think? Be a
Adore.
good friend, friends of Feeney. It's bright, it's colorful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I actually, honestly, I was just in Las Vegas recently, and I give you shout-outs to so many people, and I often mention, I forget the unfortunate family. It might have been 2-3 years ago at this point, but I remember someone had a fire in your organization. I remember you guys raised like 25 grand just in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I tell people the story, and I could be wrong. You can clarify it, but I remember you said one of your students, the dad passed away unexpectedly. Don't know the exact details, but then like 3 or 4 weeks later, another student lost their pops, and then you're like, I got to do something, you know. And I don't remember like your first. And actually, I'm asking you could like what your first action was, but again, it's an amazing idea. Like, I got to help these people.
Yeah.
And now it's, it's to use the expression, your organization is totally blown up. You were recently, right, nonprofit of the year. And it's great. You just get a great following. But you had that same thing. And Max, what I always try to encourage you, like, you have an idea, go for it. Eric had an idea, and you're doing great. And,
Well, thank you.
you
Yeah.
know, seriously, it's just...
A family, unexpectedly had a heart attack. It was 12 years ago, 13 years ago now. Had to do something, from a divorced family. I know how it is not to see my dad every once in a while. I could never imagine never seeing him again. The following year, one of my students lost their dads to gun violence in Hartford at a boxing event. So helped, and we started Friends of Feeney. Since then, we've helped over 90 families and raised over $225,000 now.
Yeah, that's just
We have a brand new website. Check it out on friendsoffeeney.com. We have an event coming up. If you're free, February 28th, Wolfpack game. We get like $5 or $6 per ticket. We'll have a big group. We have a golf tournament September 13th.
Yeah,
you golfed in that.
past. Yeah. Max, we sponsor your movie critic website.
Yep. Yeah. We'll get you a T sign out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just thank you so much. And any closing remarks?
I'm just very grateful that you took the time to speak with us today. This is a wonderful thing you have going, and I hope to be back soon. And
Yep.
Thank you so much.
We'll make it an annual Oscar review party
I like
Sounds
it.
good.
podcast.
Yeah. Actually, I'd like to conclude with you being a teacher. And again, I had mentioned earlier, and it's something that the kids don't identify with. But again, for any parents listening, when you say, the kids aren't maybe mainstreamed or playing sports and all that, and who cares? Like, you want your kids to thrive, to find their passion. And Jake and Max don't have huge. Most kids on the spectrum, they don't have huge. It's nothing about aptitude. It's all about minimal interest and deep focus. And obviously, his interest is cinema. Now, we haven't even talked about literature. They read nonstop. Also, Max can read literally 4 or 5 books in a week. Not right now because he's writing all the time. And that's just wonderful to do, So, again, all about encouragement for everyone, whether it's within your own house or on your own team or in life.
I totally agree. If your kid's passionate in art, lead them in that direction. Building, sculpturing, movies,
whatever it is.
writing, riflery, whatever they do, whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
That's what my daughter likes.
Yep.
Oh, we got to do a quick couple shout outs. Let's do a quick little game. We got to throw some people under the bus. We're going to play start, sit, bench. You got to start someone. I'm going to give you 3 people. Start, sit, bench.
Okay, I like and now, but in terms of just for the final minute?
For who? So let's say 5 minutes on the clock, tie score. You got to start, sit, and bench someone.
Okay.
We're going to go Ty, Andy, Scott to start. Andy Irwin, Scotty Mac, and Ty.
No, I want Scotty on the. I want Scotty out there, but I want obviously Ty to be.
So you got to start someone, sit someone. Oh wait,
that's what I'm not.
Actually, wait.
Kind of
it's cut. Oops, it's cut. You got to cut someone. Start, bench, cut.
Yeah, since Andy's passed on me a few times, I'm going to pass on him. Nothing personal. I love him. I love his passion for Michigan State, but I'm going to go with Ty and Scotty Mac. They got the chemistry out there.
Cool. All right, same game. Near, Fuchs, Bender.
Oh God.
Start, bench, cut.
Well, figure if it's going late, the game could be at 9, so Bender won't even be there. So he can cut Bender, even though I love the guy. And Fuchs may be looking after my money, and but damn, Nair is a former Israeli soldier, so it's tough to go against Nair down the stretch. I want Nair on the court, and I'll go with Nair and Ben. And sorry, big Dave Bender, but we're gonna
stick to the pool, Bender.
Yeah, exactly. Stick with the pool.
Rabbi, Seth, Brett.
And being on the court, I like Brett making the right decisions. Seth's going to be due for that 3 if he can make the threes, if he's in rhythm. But if he's off rhythm, I don't like him shooting, and Rabbi won't have out there in the final stages.
We got Evan, Jason Ryan, and Near. Actually, we already did.
No,
Near.
we already did Near. Near's my guy.
Let's get Near out of here.
Yeah. I got to cover Near in about an hour.
All right, Evan, Jason, Rick Hertz.
Hey man, let's talk about some other things. Fire me up a couple of other questions besides that. I'll just tell you didn't ask me my favorite movies.
Ooh, favorite movie.
So just a couple things we'll switch. So I would say one thing that he didn't mention at all. It was all serious movies. And the boys, you guys aren't not like blockbuster Marvel type stuff. They're into real you know, I don't want to say real cinema because it's all part of cinema, but what they like, and not to be like, we like Frozone. What movie was he in? The Incredibles.
Oh.
Good movie.
Just loved those growing up. You know, we really connected with Mufasa, with The Lion King. To me, Finding Nemo, it's just a great, like the dad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great. It's like every father would love it. Just like I would for you guys. Like, father will go anywhere and do anything for their kids. But to me, Godfather, just 1 and 2. Lisanne and I often will watch it, and it comes on. It's like 3 hours each, and we'll just have a weekend and just watch it. 6 straight hours. I think The Godfather is just absolutely spectacular.
And I know you mentioned seeing things in the theater. Carlito's Way. You ever see that? Carlito's Way with Al Pacino,
Yeah.
I don't recognize that.
Sean Penn, the blonde from, forgot her name, but amazing movie. Saw that in the theater 3 or 4 times. Go back and check it out.
It's wonderful to re-see movies
Max,
I've seen.
let me show.
I would love to see you do a review on
Just
Carlito's
thinking,
Way.
even just with literally, and not to get political, because I'm not at all, but just like with the tariff thing with Mexico and Canada, what are some of the top like Canadian actor or actresses or any movies that like are from there? I have some great friends up in northern country of Canada.
I mean, Canada has always been a place where people. It's always been a huge filmmaking location.
Yeah.
Lots of people will shoot there.
And you want to go to the TIFF, Toronto?
I'd love to go to Toronto.
International Film
absolutely.
Fest is a huge.
do it.
It's one of
Road
the top
trip. I wanna
5.
go.
I think.
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd
Okay.
love to.
Okay. But
right.
yeah.
We're going to have to wrap it
There's
up.
a-
But
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah,
I
sure.
was going to say, I always struggle to pronounce this guy's name. Adam Egoyan. I can't pronounce his name, but he's a really acclaimed filmmaker in Canada, and he has a movie coming out in the U.S. On March 20th with Amanda Seyfried. It's called Seven Veils. They just released the trailer. It looks very interesting. It's definitely the kind of movie that I watch a lot. And she hasn't been in anything in a while. So for Canadians who are interested in finding out what cinema from their country is coming, that is something I'm looking forward to.
I'm going to bring you.
And that's going to be my
Let's go.
March
I'm going
review.
to bring you to Canada.
Again, I want to
premiered
thank
at TIFF.
thank
Yeah.
my friend for the shirt. I want to thank Billy and Max here. Go and check
thank
it
you,
out.
Eric.
The
Thank
Film
you.
Critic ticket. He's doing it once a month. We're going to hold him to his nominees. We'll check it out. Also want to shout out that Rabbi was episode 64. Evan was episode 55. John Decker was episode 65. And Ty, Andy, and Scotty Mac were episode 22 and 50. But we're
right.
happy to have Billy. It only took him 127 episodes.
Hey, listen, I'm on the road a lot. I've been busy.
He's too busy in Vegas. And check out our podcast. Please like and share and
Sure will.
subscribe to
Yep.
Feeney Talks with Friends. Come to the Wolfpack
Matter of fact,
game.
just speaking of Vegas, one time I was at the pool and I had the Friends of Feeney shirt
Yep,
right
that was
there
great.
at the Venetian pool.
We'll have to pull that up.
Yep.
We're going to get that clip. We'll add the photo right
Okay.
now. Boom.
Boom.
So on 3, we'll say, be a good friend.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Be a
Be a
good
good
friend.
friend.